Kiranji, first impressions when you went to Tihar, what was wrong? What did you feel? Why did you feel that it needed to be transformed or reformed?
See, when I went to Tihar first, I actually saw a totally broken down system behind the high walls and these long big gates which were shut behind. And it was not visible to the general people outside. It was not known what all was wrong inside, which I could see now. But the choice was, do I sulk over it? Do I waste time complaining about it? Do I order an inquiry in a white paper, or do I get going? The only choice was get going. Either be a part of the graveyard there, because it was like a living graveyard, or be a part of a turnaround. Turn around the situation, because you got to survive and make others survive, for which you are responsible now. Because now I was in charge of thousands of hours of people who were under my charge. So we got on going. In fact, we lost not a single day. From the day one, we started the turnaround process without making any complaints, saying this is wrong and that is wrong. Now, this book was never planned to be written from day one. This came much later. And that's how it has got recalled. But I never complained when I was working there, because the point was to get going and correct what is now my duty to do.
Your biggest achievement in Tihar, what do you feel is?
You know, there was not one single achievement. It was a whole emergence of a process of transformation. And a whole process of transformation doesn't emerge only by education, sports, library. It is very holistic. It comes from a total management of the day of the prisoner, from his waking hour till his sleeping time, from his morning rounds, morning work. And there is a time for everything. There's study time, there's rest time, there's play time, there is spiritual time, there's prayer time. That's how we had divided the day of the prisoner. There's a study time for 2 hours, 9 to 11, rigidly followed. There's yoga time before 9 o'clock, you got to do physical fitness. After 11, there's eating time, or there's a break time, close time, roll call time. Then there's a sports time, which means physical activity. Then there's a satsang time, interfaith. So everybody came for interfaith. There was time for everything, and that was strictly followed. Everybody was made to do that. You got to work and earn your day.
It was almost as if you were treating them as school children.
You're right. I ran a school. Inside, sometimes it was a school and sometimes it was a college, but I actually ran it as a headmaster.
Any incidents that disheartened you, or made you feel, is this the right thing to do? Are these too hardened? Are these criminals?
Not a day disheartened me, believe me. Even the hardened criminals have started to cry, started to crack up, because meditation had reached them, education had reached them, counselors had reached them. All these were voluntary from the community. We paid nothing to anybody. They all gave their own time. And most unique in the world, that hundreds of community workers from different walks of life walked into the prison and gave their free time. So even those hardened prisoners were getting a change of heart, and they had started to cry. And do you know what they said? They said, get us a pardon, we are willing to confess. We neither want to kill nor be killed, because they knew the moment the gangsters are out of the prison, either they were going to be killed or they're going to kill. They wanted to now live. A stage had come when even the gangster was now saying, give me a chance to live. I want to now confess and get it all off my chest. We were at that stage.
What inspired you to do all this? Was there a model in front of you, or did you just devise all this on your own, or how do you go about it?
I think I did to them what I would do to myself. I've never wasted a moment of my life. I value time. And I value time of people I'm in charge. I was in charge of them, and I was now duty bound to see they don't waste their time and they don't get addicted to laziness. To me, the biggest evil habit which you can give to a prisoner is to teach him laziness. I didn't want them to go lazy. I wanted them to know value for time. I would do this to myself. What I did to myself, I did it for them.
Is this a self-help book? Can it be called a self-help?
It is. It is in a way a management book. Prison became a basis for this. But it is a self-help book where you got to look at yourself, where you are, what are your resources, what are your strengths, and what are your weaknesses. How do you turn your weaknesses into your strengths? How do you mobilize resources? And how do you do it?
Thank you.
The book with the visuals and the CD. Yeah. Here we are. Okay? That's the book with the visuals. It's always possible. So this is the words and this is the visuals. Okay?
Yes, thanks.
Yep. This is a prison picture. This one? You see, that's why the policeman is with me in the prison. Yeah. This was saying the prayer, "Ay Malik tere bande hum, aise ho hamare karm, neki par chale, badi se tale, taki haste hue nikle dam." It's a very beautiful prayer, "Ay Malik tere bande hum."
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Now you have taken a very nice tempting title. What is the reason behind this particular title? Because I found it a little intriguing. It is always possible, okay, to do good thing and to do bad thing.
Ah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So what is the inspiration behind this title?
That's what the book is all about. It is actually matching this. It's always possible to be at your worst. It's always possible to be at your best.
That's what I was thinking.
It
Maybe
is right.
What you mean by
The first part of the book is it's always possible to do your worst. The second part is it's always possible to give your best.
So that means I have to buy the book. Okay.
And these 2 copies also. Just autograph.
You want the date?
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hey, the cover could be different.
Ah,
We've taken out. We could just put the
sorry.
cover here. Also, just autographed?
Yes, ma'am. And if you'll autograph this pad also.
Okay.
Thank you.
For whom? Just
This
autograph.
is
When you come, God knows.
I give you my card.
All right.
I'm also in this business.
Wow, very nice.
I publish one monthly magazine on interior designing. One is a director of addresses. I actually came for those. I wanted them to keep those. Yeah. And it's all you. It was nice to see your old childhood friend. You know.
Yeah.
So give me one more. And I bring my younger daughter, one of these days. She's your very big fan.
You have this, Gaurav? Gautam, do you have this book? Uncle, what's your name, Uncle?
Saad Ali, Saadali. And this one,
These both of them?
one is also to be autographed for me, Saad Ali. And another.
Huh? Acha. But if we leave at 6:30, do a telecheck. 6:30. We'll manage.
And the other one, if you can please write the name of
This has to be with the CD-ROM, Leela's book. She's to send it to America, na? So she'll send the book. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I take your picture?
Please, please.
Zara camera.
Yeah, I'll hold you. It will write for my daughter, Divya Varma. And if you can write some message for her.
I'd come. I wish you'd come earlier. I had time. Wish you had time. Come in earlier. Now, do I sing that?
Yeah.
You see, this picture was shot in the prison while I was singing a prayer with the prisoners. That's why it's in a prayer. And the prayer which we used to sing together was, "Ay Malik tere bande hum, aise ho hamare karam, neki par chale, badi se tale, taki haste hue nikle dam, ay Malik tere bande hum." This is that from that Shantaram's film. And that's a prayer which was a morning prayer and an evening prayer. And we used to sing it together. Viji, and Venkatesh. You did? My God, you know, you've been. I want to ask Eric. Where's Eric? Does this happen? It happens here. Please bring me oftener then. The Marathi edition paid in advance, etc. So it's already gone into the big kitty.
Is it translated in
3 languages already signed up: Hindi and Malayalam. I don't think there's a need for women's policing. I wouldn't feel there's a necessity. I would rather believe in greater integration rather than isolation, because it's a very integrated work. So Raja, it would be better to forge integration.
Do you think police women are doing a good job
No,
in the country?
no. They're not doing half as well as they should be. I think they're doing probably 1/4 of the
Their
job.
fault?
As well. Not entirely theirs, but also as well. But it is their job, because it is their fault, because after all the choices are ours. Even if the circumstances are bad outside, that doesn't necessarily have to make you bad.